So we have the two groups, right? So who is ready? The group who is going to speak about the Indian economy, right? They have to speak first. Saloni Gaur, are you there? Shivali Shukla, Sheetal Srivas, Himanshi Chauhan, Kajal Rai, Poonam
Yes, sir.
Patel,
Yes,
Lucky
sir.
Khan दो बार आ गया, संस्कार तिवारी, सुमिता आहूजा. Okay, you all are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your time starts 1 minute. You have the 10 minutes time, so this is 12:18 and your time starts now.
Good noon, everyone. As the topic of our panel discussion is Indian economy post COVID-19. The COVID-19 pandemic have propelled our economy and India entered recession. India witnessed 23% contraction in GDP in first quarter and 7.5% contraction in the second quarter of the financial year. The worst affected sectors were construction, trade, hotels, and other services, manufacturing, and mining, resulting in people either losing jobs or failing to get one. Various incentives and reforms have been taken by the government to get the economy back on track. MSMEs, which contribute 29% of GDP, that mostly support rural economy, was also worst affected. So government primarily focused to lift the stressed MSME sector with its relief packages. According to our finance minister, India is witnessing a V-shaped recovery. Recovery in manufacturing and service sector was appreciable. Rise in PMI for both the sector had brought good news in the festival season. According to our data, PMI for manufacturing rose to 58.9 and for services it rose to 54.1 in October. Services such as travel and tourism, hotel, hospitality, etc., that require face-to-face interaction are also witnessing slow recovery. Exports have also returned to normal while imports have also risen but at slower pace in September. Most of these exports were from crucial automobile sector. India have become one of the most attractive destinations for investment globally, bringing about $30 billion foreign direct investment between April and September. Though worst hit Indian economy is recovering with great pace, thanks to the efforts of Indian government and endeavors of people. Thank you.
Good afternoon, this is Shivani Shukla. I am here to give my opinion regarding the Indian economy post COVID 19. According to the data, the pandemic has started from March 2020 to the present date, which leads to the global recession and so caused the decline of market stability and induced lockdown. The economic impact of the 2020 coronavirus pandemic in India has been largely disrupted India's growth in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year 2020 went down to 3.1% according to the Minister of Statistics. The chief economic advisor to the government of India said that this drop is mainly due to the coronavirus pandemic effect on the Indian economy. Notably, India had also been witnessing a pre-pandemic slowdown, and accordingly to the World Bank, the current pandemic has magnified pre-existing risks to India's economic outlook. The Central and Reserve Bank of India have together provided fiscal stimulus of rupees 29.87 lakh crore since the COVID-19 pandemic began. This amount is 15% of India's GDP, said by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. The impact of pandemic are follows: largest GDP contraction ever in first quarter of fiscal year 2020 to 2021 at 24%. Sharp rise in unemployment, stress of supply chain, decrease in government income, collapse of the tourism industry and hospitality industry, reduced consumer activity, trade tension with China, plunge in fuel consumption, rise in LPG sale. In the beginning of May, Juvri Subbarao, a former RBI governor, said that India could look forward to a V-shaped recovery, that is, when demand is low after the when coronavirus pandemic, when demand is low, when this pandemic, cover the pandemics, then supply increases. A V-shaped recovery is the best outcome. Arthur D. Little, an international consulting firm, has suggested that India will most probably see a W-shaped recovery. Mithali Bhushrutam writes in the Economic Times that U-shaped recovery is the most likely, followed by an L-shaped recovery. CRISIL chief economist says if things go well, that if the virus is contained, we can expect a V-shaped recovery. Otherwise, it will end up as a U-shaped recovery. Thank you.
So good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kajala, and here I'm going to talk about Indian economy post-COVID. So the COVID-19, or as we can say, coronavirus, has an adverse effect on all over the world, including India. The GDP of Indian economy stated to be 7.6% last year, which is 4.2% fallen down this year. Uh, which is stated to be lowest in the 3 decades of Indian economic liberalization from 1990s. The Indian government during lockdown has launched many reforms to save our economic from recession. In one of them, the on 19th March 2020, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced and has announced and sorry has announced and COVID response task reform, which is led by our finance ministers Nirmala Sitharaman ji, and this concentrate on mostly the mostly affected sectors. Uh, During lockdown, many various state governments also announced many of reforms or many of financial equivalence to the poor people who would fall under uh, below poverty line for their help. After lockdown, according to many reports and newspapers, this is said to be that many sectors, including e-business, also has facing a very sharp fall down during lockdown. During COVID period, um, e-business and manufacturing sector stated that they have faced very huge fall down and faced very huge losses also. Wherein agriculture sectors stated that there is no productivity during COVID period, and if there is any productivity, they have to face yield losses also. Uh, whereas in its wherein share market, the loss of 1500 points and 1150 points faces by Sensex and Nifty respectively. But on 25th of March 2020, it stated that they have faced a very huge profit, which is higher in comparatively to past 11 years. During lockdown, Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Singh Modi has launched an abhiyan called Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, under which they have launched many packages in economics, financial, many packages to contribute in it. COVID-19 not only affect the COVID-19 not only affected the daily wages laborers or salary employed peoples, but also created stress on supply chain, decreased the government income, and also it is also a reason of collapse of tourism industry and hospitality industry. Um, and it also created a tension of trade between China and India, that much that India have to find the alternatives of China. Um, many The economic recovery has Indian economy is proceeding toward the recovery, but at a very slow pace. Many economics says that there is a L-shaped or U-shaped or V-shaped recovery, but according to many websites, there says that X-shaped recovery is globally taking place, uh, including India. So, thank you.
So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sumit Ahuja. Uh, India was facing a recession prior to the corona phase, then came to the so many lockdowns and shutdowns to around the world. According to the Trishar, foreign trade consultant, there is a revised GDP for India marked downward by 0.2%. There are about 6,000 companies which have attached or worked with the foreign entities for their business, which has severe effect. Employment has reached to the 140 crores without the jobs. Migrants from other states have returned home, hence the manpower for manufacturing units disturbed severely. Economic losses by India is due to world's longest lockdown is estimated by 230 billion USD. Loans from IMF has been requested for to the uplift the economy post COVID-19. The bank had granted moratorium to all the loan payers. Hence, the bank is through with the lesser funds disbursement until the moratorium ends. Logistics and transportation also raises the prices, which affects the directly to the consumers, through which a poor person or a low-level people suffers. Foods and vegetables also wasted due to there's less storage facilities through which the transportation and various necessary is needed for the foods and vegetables is not required. Consumerization is low, due to which the people wants to save their money, through which they want to survive in this bad and severe problem. With the less consumerization, cells also gone down, due to which the companies and various types of employment is affected. But in this place, digital market has grown. Nowadays, we see that in schools and colleges, there is digital market is grown very rapidly, through which uh, when when we are in a school, we see that the mobile phones and the laptops are not allowed at the school. But in this situation, mobile phones and laptops are the basic needs through which we can do online studies and various things. So these things are affected severely by the COVID-19. Thank you.
Sir, good afternoon.
Very good afternoon. Come on.
Sir, my name is Lucky Khan. I'm from Section 6. My views are, sir, we are in the middle of the global COVID-19 pandemic, which is inflicting two kinds of a shocks on a countries, a health shock and an economic shock. Given the nature of the disease, which is highly contagious, the ways to contain the spread of included policy action such as the imposition of social distancing and self isolation at home, closure of an institution and a public faculties, restrictions on mobility, and even a lockdown of an entire country. These actions can potentially lead to dire consequence of for economics around the world. In the words, effective containment of the disease requires the economy of the country to stop its normal functioning. This has a triggered fears of a deep and a global recession. On April 9, the chief of International Monetary Fund, Krishnal, said that the year of 2020 could see the worst global economic fallout since the Great Depression in the 1930s, with over 170 countries like to experience negative per capita GDP growth due to the range cover coronavirus pandemic. The world has witnessed several epidemics such as the Spanish flu of 1918, outbreak of HIV, and many more. All of these individually have been a pretty serve episodes. However, the COVID-19, which oriented in a China in December 19, and over the next few months repeatedly spread to all countries of the world, can potentially turn out to be the biggest health crisis in our history. Many experts have already called this is a black swan event for the global economy. Thank you, sir. This is my views.
Yes, sir. I initiate this panel discussions. I will talk these topics in the different dimensions, and as we all know, there is a nothing that exists in the life has only one side. Even the piece of the paper has also a two sides, and I'm gonna elaborate this sessions in the two impacts. One is the positive, and second is the negative. And negative is largely because, as we all know, in the pandemic situations, everything is shut and the stops everything. The first point is the growth of Indian economy goes down 3.1% GDP, and the previous it's a 6% GDP. And the second point is as per the Chrysler company said that brush sessions after the independence. And third point is as per the SBI, contraction of is going on the 40% of GDP. And the fourth point is the unemployment rate has increased 26% during the lockdown. 14 crore pupils salaries cut down. It's a basic and the most important maybe is the largely impact. And the fifth point is the 20 crore people lost their jobs. And sixth point is stop their operations, and just like a big Tata Birla and big companies has stopped their productions and stopped their operations also because of the pandemic situation. And seventh point is a small business died, and it's also a largely impact in the Indian economic because who are the daily earners and who has their own shops, so they have to shutter their shops. And now come to the next positive points, and the positive is some to some extent. And first point is the online education, and second is food delivery, just like a Swiggy, Zomato, Food Pharma. These types of companies have grown up. And third point is the Chinese app banned. And the fourth point is the Atmanirbhar Bharat app innovation challenge. It's a maybe it's a very big opportunity to the grown up the Indian economic, and maybe it is also help for the bounce back the Indian economic. And I'm gonna short analysis is the Atmanirbhar package government is invest is a 20 lakh crore, which is a 10% of GDP. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. My topic is discussion about COVID-19. COVID-19 is the short name of coronavirus disease 2019. COVID-19 is a disease caused by a new strain of coronavirus. CO stand for corona, VI stand for virus, and D for disease. Formally, this disease refers to 2019 novel coronavirus or 2019 nCoV. Coronavirus disease is infection disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus. Most people have been sick with COVID-19 will experience middle to moderate symptoms and symptoms to recover without specialization treatment. Sir, symptoms of coronavirus fever, cough, shortness, breath is less, and chest and pain, throat, etc. General feeling will unwell. To prevent the spread of coronavirus of 2019, clean our hand and often use soap water. Maintain safe distance from anyone who is cough and sneezing. Wear a mask when physical distancing is not possible. Don't touch your eyes and nose, mouth. Stay home if you well unwell. Fourth is how to spread the virus as the causes of COVID-19 is the mainly treatment through drops. Structure when is infected person cough, sneeze and just dropped are too heavy to hang in the air and quickly fall on the floors on the surface. You can be infected by the breathing in the virus. Treatment if you have mild symptoms and are otherwise healthy, self-isolated and contact your medical providers or a COVID-19 information line for advice. Seek medical care if you have a fever, cough, cold, difficulty breathing. So COVID-19 open reason detailed discussion of the portion is overdue or welcome. At last, different perspectives are being arrived. This is a healthy people are mostly well educated and understanding the situation and are the struggle. They are their elected representative in the parliament must no longer be slighted. We have must their voice. However, there is no reason to divide it into campus, and I do not see myself as being as fan. Thank you, sir.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I'm Sanskar Tiwari from Section 6. And sir, my topic is Indian economy post COVID-19, sir. There is a big shift in the world economy market, and the share market has witnessed crashes day by day. And sir, factories, restaurant, flights, pubs, supermarket, malls, universities, and colleges, etc., were shut down for a coronavirus, sir, has limited the movement of the individuals, sir. And the people were not even going to buy the daily essential, and they all were somewhere impacting the economy of the world as a whole, sir. The organize and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, sir, revolves that they have cut their implication for global growth to 2.4% for from 2.9%, and works that is could falls as low 1.5%, sir. And the lockdown in sir India will have a sizable impact on the economy mainly on the consumption, which is the biggest component of sir GDP, sir. The India, sir, in India, up to 53% of business have specified a certain amount of impact of shutdown, sir, due to coronavirus. And sir, the date of Aadhaar card, PAN card, date of sir extended from linking sir 31st 3/22 to 36 2020 220. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Beta. I just want
Yes,
to
sir.
give you some feedback about your presentation, right? My feelings are coming that you guys are reading your information, right? Since I can't see anything, but this is my feelings. I don't know exactly how much I'm correct, right? But if you are doing so, this is not the correct experience. Second thing, I have observed that some students were just explaining about the COVID-19. No, our topic is very clear. Indian economy post COVID-19. And hopefully, very shortly, we'll be getting rid of this pandemic. So, what should be the condition or situation of our economy? That's the crucial point. Lots of things has been slowed down. Lots of things has been shut down. Right? Movies are not getting releases. So many things are there. Transportation, railways, aviation. So many things are there. We have suffered tremendous kind of losses, which might take us to 5 to 10 years to recover it. Getting the idea? So we are talking about those kind of facts and figures. We are not at all discussing about what is the symptoms of the virus or which is the virus. And top of that, I observed that someone was mentioning about the COVID-19 and they said Underwood, no. COVID-19 is a group of viruses. One of the viruses is, name it, Corona. Okay? So एक कोविड-19 जो हम कहते हैं वो एक ग्रुप है, बहुत सारे उसमें वायरसेस इंक्लूडेड है, उसमें से एक वायरस का नाम है कोरोना जिसके सिम्टम्स ऐसे हैं। कोई भी वायरस बॉडी में इन्फेक्टेड हो जाता है तो उसकी एक लाइफ है, चाहे फ्लू हो, चाहे डेंगू हो, चाहे टाइफाइड हो, बहुत सारे वायरसेस हमारी बॉडी में आते हैं, वो खुद पैदा होते हैं, खुद मर जाते हैं। किसी की एज 24 आवर्स रहती है, किसी की एज 48 आवर्स रहती है, कोई 72 आवर्स में जाता है, कोई वीक में जाता है, कोई 10 डेज में जाता है। Coronavirus age 15 days. But meanwhile, those who are suffering from the immune problem, which is very common in our country, unfortunately, right? अंदर से हम लोग बहुत कमजोर होते हैं हेल्थ वाइज। हमारे यहाँ के पुअर और किड्स जो हैं, बच्चे जो हैं, उनकी हम ठीक से केयर नहीं कर पाते हैं। न्यूट्रिशियस और malnutrition, so many things are there. So that is the reason that death toll is very high in our country. If you are taking the in comparison with foreign or Western countries, their toll is old people above 65. They are dying like anything. Young people are not dying. But in our country, we have the similar kind of data. Getting an idea? But what is going to be the effect after completion of or after getting rid of this pandemic? That is the crucial part for us. Okay? We are, speeding up our economy like anything. And we were hoping that in 2030 or 2050, we'll be the number one in the entire world. But nowadays, we are not at all talking about the GDP. Are you getting my point? हम उसको ज़बान पर भी नहीं लाते हैं कि GDP नाम की कोई चीज हमारी डिक्शनरी में है या नहीं है, because completely out of control है। होर्डिंग कर रहे हैं लोग, चीजें जमा कर रहे हैं, बहुत सारे एक्सपेंसेस जा रहे हैं, क्या क्या हमारा कंसेशन तो इधर है, लेकिन हमारी अथॉरिटी ने जो है क्या क्या डीलिंग्स, क्या क्या एग्रीमेंट कर डाले हैं, हमें कोई होश नहीं है। गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से क्या क्या पैंडेमिक को कंट्रोल करने के लिए एक प्लान चलाए गए हैं, स्कीम्स हैं, प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, वी आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट इट। हम सिर्फ लॉकडाउन और पुलिस के डंडे को जानते हैं, हम सिर्फ मास्क को जानते हैं, हम सिर्फ सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग को जानते हैं कि मॉल में मत जाओ, बाजार में मत जाओ, शादी में मत जाओ, पार्टी में मत जाओ। शादी में 20 लोग होना चाहिए, बाकी आप बिहाइंड द स्क्रीन सब चल रहा है। अब इन सारी चीजों के इफेक्ट जब हम इससे बाहर आ जाएंगे तो क्या होंगे, वो हमारे लिए क्रूशियल है। ठीक है, हमारा मेन मुद्दा जो था कि हमको उसको बर्बाद करनी, उसको ओपिनियन देना। सेकेंड, बेटा ये पैनल डिस्कशन, ठीक है, जैसे ही आपको लगता है कि कोई भी पार्टिसिपेंट अननेसेसरी लंबा जा रहा है तो उसको वहीं पर ब्रेक करो। एक्सक्यूज मी, अलाउ मी टू स्पीक एंड स्टार्ट। डिबेट नहीं है, उसको मत क्रॉस करो। एक बच्चा बारे में बात कर रहा था कोविड-19 की, जो कि रेलेवेंस नहीं था, कोई भी स्मार्ट हो रहा था, उसको रोकना। ऐसा करो, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ को फाइट करने लो, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ उसको हरास करो, इंसल्ट करो, लेकिन पोलाइटली यू शुड टेक द लीड। गेटिंग द आइडिया? ये पैनल डिस्कशन है बेटा, इसलिए चलो वी स्टार्ट द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक। मैं आप लोगों को एडिशनल टाइम जरूर दूंगा, ठीक है, लेकिन अभी हम एक शुरू करते हैं the Farm Bill 2020 policy reform and perspective. Right?
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Simran Mattu. Today I am going to discuss about the Farm Bill 2020. The farmer are the soul of the nation. 70% of population are in rural area, and agriculture is the primary source of livelihood. 86% farmer are small and marginal, and there is 16% contribution of agriculture in India's GDP. In the existing farm law faces various problems like overproduction, high interest rate, transportation costs, growing debt, and major issues with MSPs, middlemen, commission agents, and APMC's officials. So new reform is based on the one nation and one market, which will end the monopoly of the existing system. Farmer can sell their produce through online portal, which is e-NAM portal. There is a surplus of fruits and vegetables in one state, and in other state there is less supply. So one nation and one market will get benefited. According to the report stated by the government in 2015-16, that they double the farm income by 2022. So contract farming engage farmer with corporates and exporters. They will get price assurance before sowing the crop. The law will lead modernization on the agriculture ecosystem. The main concern with the bill is that the bill is not democratic. There is a mistrust between the farmer and the government by passing the law without debate. The government should form a proper mechanism on contract farming so no farmer will get exploited. And the farm law is in the right direction by encouraging the farmer for the better platform, empower the farmer for the growth and development. And I want to add two or more lines in this issue, that the government should provide farmer a better education system. So farmer the farmer will have to know their right. The farmer should have to know their right. They should know how to complain. They should know how to redress the grievances. According to the Shanta Kumar Committee in 2016, that only 66% farmer are actually taking the benefit of the MSP, and 81% farmer don't know about what the MSP is. So the problem is that the government should provide all the facilities, internet connections, communication, and electricity to the farmer, and farmer can able to use it properly. Then this law will get affected. Otherwise, all the major corporates and exporters will exploit the farmers as well as consumers. Thank you, sir.
So my points are, sir, I'm talking about the farmer bill. So, sir, there are three farmer bills which are introduced on the ordinance was already posed through on June, and these bills are comes to know on 27th of September when the president of our India signed on this bill. Now it's become an act. So these three bills are as follow. First is the Farmer Producer Trade Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020. Second one is the Farmer Empowerment and Protection Agreement of Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020, and the third is Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. Now the points covering inside these bills are: the first bill, according to the government, they are providing more choices to the farmers. It means now the farmers have freedom to sell their produce in interstate and intrastate and out of the APMC markets. APMC is better known as Agriculture Production Market Committees, which is come to know in 1963, made by government, so that a proper structure of selling and selling process take place. Now the also government prohibited from leaving and market fees or levy outside APMC cases. The problem arises over there is that there's a fear in between the farmers that in his mind the new bill just replaced that APMC system. with the new corporate buyer. There is also fear that there would be multiple buyers and chaotic retail. Chaotic means a lack of organization and order, which will create like market that takes up more energy and may not result in better prices. There is also a fear of farmers. The second is the Farmer Empowerment Protection Agriculture of Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020, under which this is a whole framework of contract farming. It means like an example, a person from a private company will deal with a farmer directly, price before the production. That it's a type of agreement which is assured by that particular company. Under this is the main topic which is covered. Now the third is the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. This is also creating a misunderstanding between the farmer and government. According to government, the Essential Commodity Bill proposes to allow economic agents to stock food articles freely without the fear of being prosecuted for hoarding. Now the problem arises is unlimited stocking can lead to artificial price fluctuation and low prices for farmers after harvesting. Now the demand arising by the farmers are that according to them, the farmers, the acts are more favorable towards the companies and not legally empowering the farmers. And the main highlighting point, the point of compensation in this bill, according to the farmers, is strengthening MSP. MSP is minimum supporting price. According to them, MSP, they want MSP to be made a legal right. Currently, procurement is not done for all 22 crops for which MSP is declared. So they want a continue MSP so that they have a surety that they are not having a loss of their production in this bill. These will, according to government, these will would work to reduce the inefficiency through a protective investment and allow free traders between the farmers and the buyers. But there's a difference take place, misunderstanding. So as Simran said, that education will play a better role to to the farmers if they know better about the structure of this bill, they can understand, and the highlighting point is MSP according to them. Thank you, sir.
Very good, beta. Very
Thank you,
good.
sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So today my topic is the Farm Bill 2020 policy reforms and perspectives. The India Farm Reforms of 2020 the India Farm Reforms of 2020 refers to the agricultural bill passed by the Lok Sabha on 17th September 2020 and by the Rajya Sabha on 20th September 2020. The bills collectively seek to provide farmers with multiple marketing channels and provide a legal framework for farmers to enter into pre-arranged contract. Among other things, the President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, gave his assent for the three bills on 20th September 2020. But the farmer protest against the act, particularly in Delhi, Punjab, and Haryana, where farmers have been at the forefront. The newly passed Farm Bill will give farmers the freedom to trade across a state and empower them to turn into traders of their own produce and be in contact of the process. The intent of government behind these three bills that the new regulation will create an ecosystem that the where the farmers and trader will enjoy the freedom of choice of sale and purchase of agri-produce and promote barrier-free inter and intra-state trade and commerce outside the physical premises of market notified under state agriculture produce marketing legislation. But the way the bill are passed created mistrust in farmer on government sidelining the positive sides of the bill, such as the opportunity to modernize the Indian agriculture sector. It is the responsibility of the government to take the opinions of farmers and also of the state before passing such bills. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
My topic is farm bills. In the monsoon session of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, our state government passed and farm bill, which is in favor of farmers. I would like to tell some benefits of farm bills. The according to this act, according to this law, farmers have got a new option, so that they, insofar they will have the freedom to sell their produce outside the APMC and market, and there will be no tax on such trade, which will give a higher price to the farmers. There will be farmers can sell their produce within the states or anywhere in our country, so that this will benefit the farmers, that they will able to sell their products produced to the merchant wherever they get a high price, and there will be no need of any kind of license for traders to purchase agriculture produce of farmers in the trade. In the trade area of outside the APMC mandi, but also those holding PAN cards or any other documents notified by the central government can join this trade. In case of any dispute in such business, our central government opted a committee which solve this dispute within 30 days by the subdivision magistrate. There, I would also like to introduce some drawbacks of these bills. Within the laws of mandi operated, the APMC Act must be must be end. After the end of APMC mandi, the farmer will be forced to sell the crops to corporate companies at one and a half price. Due to the end of the mandi system, there will be no purchase of crops on MSP. uh, farmers product have been going from one state to another in the past, and the provision of the law are only for the benefit for the cooperative, not for the farmers. In case of any dispute in the business or cooperative, the farmers will suffer a lot of loss, be- a lots of loss. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. So today's topic is the Farm Bill 2020 policy reform and perspective. So firstly, I would like to tell you what are the three bills. First one is the Farm Produce Trade and Commerce Bill 2020, the Farmers Agreement on Price Assurance Farm Service Bill 2020, and the Essential Commodities Bill 2020. First bill is about the Farm Produce Trade and Commerce Bill, allow barriers free intra and interstate of farm produce. Means now farmers can sell their produce all over the country. They don't have restrictions of boundary of states. Uh, Before this bill, what was the scenario is the farmers sold produce at notified wholesale market or mandis run by APMC government. Those are APMC, and India has around 7,000 APMCs. Each APMC has licensed middlemen who would buy from farmers at a price set by auction before selling of institutional buyers like retailers or big traders. Now the change that the new bill has is farmers can eliminate the middleman and directly sell their produce to the institutional buyers at a price agreed between them, and this price will be agreed with a legal agreement. However, farmer group are worried these expose them to a corporate who have more bargaining power and resource than the small marginal farmers. Now, 82% of the farmers here are the small scale farmers, those who have only 2 hectares of the land, and it is difficult for them to negotiate with the large scale buyers. Now, the objection is alternate private mandi will lead to an ultimate closure of existing APMC mandi. Means if private players will enter directly into this, then the APMC mandis, means the middlemen to whom they were selling their produce will lost their existence. There will be no tax in the market private for the private players. Removal of geographical restrictions, but there is a point that before the introduction of this bill, the farmers can still sell their produce to all over the country. Now, the second bill is about contract farming. This law will allow farmers to enter into agreement with the agri farms and export or to large buyers to produce a crop for a pre-agreed price. Means at the time of sowing, the farmer and the corporate industries, they can make an agreement that in certain price they will buy their produce. So if their produce is like above the price which is set in the market, then farmers are at profit. But if those prices are less than the market price in actual scenario, then farmer will face the loss. Now here the farmer is worried that MSP will be removed, no government control will be there over the price. Now they want that MSP should be there directly linked with the contract price. Third bill is about hoarding. The essential commodity bill possess allow economic agents to stock food articles freely without the fear of being prosecuted for hoarding. Ultimately, stocking can lead to artificial price rise and low price for farmers' harvest. So here, first of all, the thing is that hoarding was like illegal, but now government is saying that they can hoard the things, and they cannot do this hoarding for 2 times. That is in if there's a state of war or if there is any calamity in the country. Now the demand for farmer organization is the act are more favorable towards the companies and legally and are not legally empowering the farmers. And they want to strengthen the MSP, and they want that MSP should be declared to all the crops. For now the MSP is only for 20 plus crops in the country. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, sir. On 20 September, my discussion, my topic are Farm Act. On 20 September 2020, government passed 3 Farm Acts with many allegations and fight of opposition. After all of this, the government got the act passed from Rajya Sabha. The 3 acts are Act first, the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Act 2020. In this, farmers are allowed to trade with interstate. Act 2, the Farmers Improvement and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Act 2020. The farmers are allowed to for contract farming with a person, firm, company, etc. In this act, I liked most that point that are called aggregator. In this, aggregator means the small farmers can work together like an organization. Farmers can appoint one president farmers and they all together contract with businessmen or with the company. The act makes small farmers more powerful, and small farmers come together and give a chance to earn more profit. After reading this act and listening many farm economics and expert, I think the act that are passed by a government are very beneficial act, but some reforms should done by government. I always wish reforms in the agriculture sector, which will benefit both small farmers and for our country. And that act fixed on that with some reforms on it. Now government should now I think government should done immediately. Government should done immediately reforms like MSP guarantee in written, APMC guarantee in written, and strict regulation, and also court intervention in contract farming. And I think government should not step back, but to do reforms in this act immediately. And farmers should also ready for change. Thank you.
Good, very good, Ajay. Thank you so much. Very crispy. Very good, very good. I'm just going to give you the opportunity to group one. Any comment, but be careful. We are not talking about the group. We are not talking about any kind of a deep debate. Simply, we are talking about additional information which you wanted to provide after hearing the others. But don't criticize them. Don't make any kind of allegation that this participant was wrong or he or she was mentioning this. It is wrong information. No. In addition to that, you have something else to say. Come on.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I would like to share some of my opinion here. To become self-reliant as proposed by our Honorable Prime Minister through Atmanirbhar Bharat Mission, we need to increase consumption-based food so that more liquidity is infused into the market. People should start saving less and spending more, as we have seen during the festival season that we have achieved great boom in our economy. This was a great example of consumption-based growth, and we need to continue it. Government and RBI should take steps to win confidence of people and motivate them to spend more. I would like to add one more point here. India must focus on research and development. We have to invest in 5G technology, which will help in social interaction without much physical contact, which will ensure both public safety as well as economic growth. For example, we can adopt technology like driverless car, surgeries with machines without medical staff, better work from home facilities, etc. So that's all about from my side.
Good, Saloni, very good, very good. In the first round also, you made it very good presentation. Whatever information you were sharing with us, your views, excellent. नो चलो तुम सेकंड ग्रुप में आ जाओ। तो सेकंड ग्रुप में बिग फार्मिंग के बारे में अगर कोई एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करना चाहते हैं प्लीज आइए। Guys, I'm very happy, very delighted. You all are having very good language. I'm very happy because a little bit I'm just worried about it. From my section, the report is coming that you guys are not at all speaking. You're not participating in the classroom. If some faculty is giving you the opportunity, any question, you're not saying anything. So I'm just getting out from that feeling and make them wrong. Whomsoever is saying that my students are not participating. My sections knows how to speak very good English. I'm very happy. Fluency is there, right? Good pronunciation, good accent, except one or two. ठीक है? थोड़ा सा शा और जा में थोड़ा सा लेकर आना है। जब अंग्रेजी बोलते हैं तो she means she, C नहीं कहते। जहां पर Z प्रोनाउंस करना है तो Z प्रोनाउंस करते हैं, उसे जा नहीं कर सकते हैं। थोड़ा सा एक प्रैक्टिस की जरूरत है बेटा, अदरवाइज यू ऑल आर गुड। कुछ स्टूडेंट ने मुझे थोड़ा सा इंटोनेशन में प्रॉब्लम किया है, तो जी इंग्लिश उसमें तो नहीं लगाना है, उसमें अच्छा नहीं लगाना है, ना नहीं लगाना है। I'm talking about this environment is नहीं, ये इंटोनेशन होता है, एनोटेशन होता है, ये बिल्कुल बीच में नहीं आना चाहिए। It's purely matter of practice. But little bit I'm just having feelings. Most of the guys were reading from the something, which I can't see, not visible to me. एक बंदे ने मेमोराइज कर लिया था, जब उसने स्विच ऑन किया तो मतलब बिल्कुल एंट्री करके छोड़ा। मुझे यहाँ से दिखता है, मुझे यहाँ से समझ पड़ता है। बहुत अच्छा है, फर्स्ट टाइम मैं से ऑनलाइन है, बहुत सारी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, मैं आपको फेस टू फेस बहुत सारी चीजें एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। क्या सब्जेक्ट की बात करें, क्या इन जनरल की बात करें, तो ये प्रॉब्लम अगर आपके सामने आ रही है, इट इज ऑब्वियस आई हैव नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल। Very shortly, hopefully, we are going to meet personally. When we will be here only, face to face, then we can get rid of so many problems. Especially in learning process जो हम बात करते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं बेटा, मैं आपको सामने से बता सकता हूँ, आप सामने से पूछ सकते हैं, वेरीफाई कर सकते हैं। ऑनलाइन हम लोग यूज टू भी नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर आप बात करो राइट फ्रॉम योर KG1 स्टैंडर्ड, हम लोगों ने ऑनलाइन क्या काम किया है? सिर्फ मस्ती धमाल के लिए हम व्हाट्सएप और चैटिंग और ये सब यूज करते हैं। इसके पहले तो आई एम श्योर आपने गूगल क्लासरूम, गूगल मीट और जूम, इन सब का नाम ही नहीं सुना होगा। जिनके रिलेटिव से नॉलेज जो फॉरेन में रहते हैं वो लोग बात करते होंगे, अदरवाइज तो हमारे इंडिया में तो कॉमन ही नहीं है। आप हमें जूमरी तलैया बुलाओ, हमें जम्मू एंड कश्मीर बुलाओ, हम तो खुद पहुंच जाते हैं। ये सब लोग तो वो लोग यहाँ आ जाते हैं, हमें तो कभी इन चीजों की जरूरत पड़ती नहीं है, लेकिन अब जरूरत पड़ रही है, मजबूरी है। Hopefully, by God's grace, we'll get rid of that. We are meeting them physically, no problem. Subject, थोड़ा सा रीडिंग और चाहिए। आप दोनों टॉपिक की बात कर लें, मैं समझ रहा हूँ कि अभी बिल्कुल फ्रेश है, बहुत सारे डेटा अवेलेबल नहीं हो सकते हैं, बहुत सारे डेटा कॉन्ट्राडिक्टरी करते हैं। प्रॉब्लम ऑब्वियस, स्टिल वी आर फेसिंग द सिचुएशन। अगर हम किसान फार्म बिल की बात करें, अभी भी वो सिचुएशन चल रही है। बहुत से लोगों को क्लियर नहीं है कि ये स्टार्टिंग प्रॉब्लम कैसे स्टार्ट हुई, इसके ऊपर लेटेस्ट क्या है। तो मीडिया 100% ऑथेंटिक इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं प्रोवाइड कर पा रहा है। तो हम प्रिंट मीडिया की यकीन करें या हम टीवी की बात करें, किसके ऊपर हम विश्वास करें? तो जो भी सोर्सेस हैं हमारे, उन्हीं के बेस के ऊपर जो आप लोगों ने फैक्ट एंड फिगर यहाँ प्रेजेंट किए हैं, आई एम हैप्पी। बट स्टिल लॉट्स थिंग्स टू डन अबाउट इट। हमें एक हैबिट बनानी है कि हम किसी भी टॉपिक के ऊपर वी आर सपोज्ड टू स्पीक, बहुत लंबा रिसर्च करना है। खासतौर से वो आएंगे जब इंडस्ट्री के बारे में, जब आप जैसे CMTP की कर रहे हैं, या आप जैसे यहाँ अभी कल परसों आपका जो प्रेजेंटेशन होने वाला है, उसमें आपको रिपोर्ट्स दी गई हैं, बहुत डिटेल में जाना पड़ता है। देन वी आर रेडी विद to the latest arms and ammunition, then we can go for the war. Getting the idea? इसके पीछे एक ये ऑब्जेक्टिव बनता है. सेकंड थिंग, इंडियन इकोनॉमी के बारे में जो हमने पोस्ट कोविड की जो बात करते हैं, बेटा अपना ओपिनियन बड़ा क्लियर बना के रखो, बहुत रीड करो, उसमें पता लगेगा कि हम लोग क्या सिचुएशन फेस करने वाले हैं, बिकॉज ये रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन है जो आपको और मुझे मिलकर फेस करना है. तो वो हमारे पास एक एज अ थ्योरी, एज अ फैक्ट्स, एज अ डेटा, ऑथेंटिक वे शुड बी रेडी. तो बहुत ही जैसे कहना चाहिए चैलेंजिंग सिचुएशन हमारे सामने आने वाली है. तो सिर्फ अगर हम थ्योरी आज की डेट में हमने तैयार की है एंड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट वी आर एक्सप्रेसिंग आवर व्यू इज नॉट सफिशिएंट. बहुत सारी चीजें थी अभी भी क्लियर नहीं है आप लोग. जो फर्स्ट टॉपिक वाले थे बेटा, उनको मुझे बीमारी का डिटेल नहीं चाहिए, मुझे सिम्टम्स नहीं चाहिए. किसी को बुखार हो जाता है, किसी को खांसी चलती है, नो. एक बच्चा जो है वो डिटेल में जा रहा था कि ये हो जाता है, ये हो जाता नहीं. जो बीमारी होना थी हो चुकी, जो नहीं है हमारे साथ आज, वो जा चुके हैं. अब हम अगर उनको के बारे में बार बार अगर जैसे कहना चाहिए शोक में रहेंगे, हम आगे आने वाली पीढ़ी को कैसे संभाल पाएंगे? हमारे सामने चैलेंज वो है, हमारे सामने चैलेंज आज है, हमारे सामने चैलेंज आने वाला कल है. जो हो चुका तो जाने दो उसे, हम उसके लिए कुछ नहीं कर सकते. वी आर कंप्लीटली हेल्पलेस. गॉड ऑलमाइटी गिव देम peace and rest. That's what we can say. But I mean, challenges today and tomorrow. So how we can get around this thing, how we can face these challenges, we have to talk about those things. But first of all, we have to gather the information, what's going on as of now, today. Then we can think about the tomorrow. That's what my intention is that. But most of the time, most of the students were not aware about exactly what's happening today. That too I can understand, that still we don't have that authentic information, authentic data. So how can we talk about that? Whatever information is available with us, you guys were talking about on that, I'm happy. Okay? But the main purpose of the panel discussion is that simply we are sharing our views in front of so many people, which is based on the latest information. We are not crossing each other, we are not making allegation on each other. In the idea, we are not humiliating each other. Simply, we are talking about our share. That is the reason. It's a narrow thin line between the debate and the panel discussion. All the time, we have to be very careful about this thing. Debate, immediately we can stop someone. Another thing we are talking about is group discussion. It's completely different from the panel discussion and the debate. Well, we keep discussing about this thing, but let me congratulate you. Thank you so much for a nice presentation. Okay? Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.